Wake up, America. Do you know what happened to all the cities, countries, kingdoms, empires, and people, and angels even, that forsook the Lord and became prideful and tried to exalt themselves above the sovereign Lord? Jude 5-7. I will put you in remembrance, though once you knew this, how the Lord, having saved the people out of the land of Egypt, then destroyed them which believed not. And the angels which kept not their first estate, but rebelled, he has reserved in everlasting chains under darkness unto the judgment of the great day. Even as Sodom and Gomorrah and the cities around them in like manner, giving themselves to fornication and going after strange flesh, are examples of suffering the vengeance of eternal fire. Might I remind you of King Nebuchadnezzar, how he lifted himself up in his heart and became prideful, and the Lord gave him the heart of a beast, and he wandered in the wilderness for 7 years. That's in Daniel chapter 4, verses 16. Might I remind you of Pharaoh and Egypt, and how the Lord smited with the 10 plagues and then drowned his army with the Red Sea? You can find that in Exodus. Might I remind you of the prince of Tyrus, whose heart was lifted so high, he said he was a god and sits in the seat of God, and how the Lord destroyed him and his kingdom with fire and turned it into ashes? That's in Ezekiel 28. Might I remind you of the Assyrian king in Lebanon, how his heart was lifted up in height, and the Lord sent nations to ruin his kingdom, and the Lord made the nations shake at the sound of his fall? That's in Ezekiel 31. Might I remind you of Babylon, who was a golden cup in the Lord's hand, and who he used to punish and destroy other nations. And because Babylon's judgments reached to heaven and was lifted up even to the skies, and because Babylon was proud against the Lord, and the Lord had delivered its recompense for all that Babylon had done in the earth. And that's in Jeremiah 50 and 51, and also in Jeremiah 25, verses 12 through 14. Now let's read Job. Job chapter 12, this is 13 through 25, I believe. True wisdom and real power belong to God. From him we learn how to live and also what to live for. If he tears something down, it's down for good. If he locks people up, they're locked up for good. If he holds back the rain, there's a drought. If he lets loose, there's a flood. Strength and success belong to God. Both deceived and deceiver must answer to him. He strips experts of their vaunted credentials, exposes judges as witless fools. He divests kings of their royal garments, then ties rags around their waists. He strips priests of their robes and fires high officials from their jobs. He forces trusted sages to keep silence. He deprives elders of their good sense and wisdom. He dumps contempt on famous people, disarms the strong and mighty. He shines a spotlight into caves of darkness, hauls deepest darkness into the noonday sun. He makes nations rise up